Hilda here. I wanted to go over a budget boa option for performances. This is a great fix if you have a last minute need for a boa for a performance or routine, and you don't have time to maybe get your organza together, tool and supplies, and crack out one of those big boys. There's a pretty friendly way that you can get a fairly nice boa for about 30 bucks. It is a feather style boa, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Real quick, you'll need some clear fishing line, scissors to cut that, and some feather boas. I'll put comments where you can get some different options that I like to use. You can, decide for yourself what your budget you want to do. There's $6 options, $10 options, and you can get boas, feather boas if you want for hundreds of dollars. But again, this is going to be kind of what you can get for $30. And the reason why you may want to do a mid-grade boa like this is if you're performing in a bar or up on a stage somewhere, you want people in the back, standing against the wall or back of the audience, be able to see what you're doing with your moves. And if you get maybe one of those $10 Amazon boas or a dollar store Party City boas, that's fine, but it may not be visible in your routine for everyone to see. This way it kind of gets you a middle grade thing, and it's also great for just practicing if you don't want to invest in one of those giant boas yet and you just kind of want to see if it's right for you. So I've ordered 3 different boas here from the same manufacturer. They're going to come super compressed. It's just like a smushed package of feathers. You can open these individually, take them out to the backyard and shake them out. You don't want to open them up in your house. You're going to have a mess everywhere. They will do some shedding, but if you do a comb through, which is you're going to open the package, do a shake, and then just gently slide your hands through the boa looking for any loose pieces, that'll get them out, and that's going to help with initial shedding, so you're not losing as many feathers going forward on the project. So this is just it straight open. I'll show you here how we can do some de-shedding. You can buy boas in different grams. I think this is a 60-gram boa. So I'm going to get feathers everywhere. You're going to see how this can shed. It's fine. I'm out here crafting in the garage. Again, this is why you wouldn't want to do it at home, your apartment. You don't have crafting space. Ideally, you can go outside. So I'm shaking gently. It doesn't have to be hard. And then I'm just doing a comb through, getting out any loose pieces, and you want to make sure you start at the middle and go down. And we're going to get lots of little linty-like pieces come off. That's normal on just about any kind of feather boa I've ever worked with. And then that'll get rid of the big feathers. So you want to do that for each of those. Okay, we've got the shedding of our boas done and packaged them together. So I've got a big fluff pile here. What we're going to do is lay the boas out end to end, as close as we can to each other. It should be approximate length. You can find the ends of the boa generally for the most part. That's going to be the same color yarn or fabric as your feathers, so look for those at the end. That'll be your stopping point. It blends in really well with the feathers. So you can kind of feel for that. That's also great to know when you're dancing with the boa. If you're doing anything behind the back and you're not sure maybe where your hands are at the boa, when you get to that cotton fabric feel, you reached into the boa and you can do your drop or spin or whatever move you're working on. So we're going to lay these out. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just creating a wider, fluffier boa. This is not to increase the length of it. So now we're looking at this kind of fluff instead of just one singular. We hold it up. The fishing line is going to be used to tie it in several different places together, and there's a little trick to where you can tie it and not smush the feathers so it doesn't look much together, but they have to be joined together so that they're not falling or hanging loosely apart as you dance in your routine. It's a lot messier to use, I would think, glue or tapes, so that's why I like fishing line. It's also transparent, not very noticeable. And you're going to, it doesn't really matter the length that you want to cut, whatever you feel comfortable working with, because you can always snip the extra off. And I usually start from one end of the boa and I work my way to the other end. So I've taken all 3 boas, I've connected them together, and I separate the feathers down to where it's the minimal little fluffy baby feathers, and that is where I'm going to take my fishing line and tie it around, and I'm going to double knot it, and then I'll snip any extra off my one. So here I have double tied it, and I'm going to cut off my extra, and it's very not visible or noticeable. No, it just looks like one bigger fluffy boa. Once we have it tied in several places, we'll go back through and fluff it out. Okay, I generally apply, if I'm doing a 5 to 6 foot long boa, 8 to 10 strings are tied. So this is our boa. See how it stays together? You can test it through movements. Find out if maybe you need to add another tie somewhere. If you have loose dangly ends where you can tell it's multiple boas, you would want to go and tie that, but there we are. And so you've taken a lower gram, cheaper boa and given yourself something that's going to be more visible, more noticeable on stage, and hopefully can help you feel glamorous in your routine. I hope you found this helpful.